Hello and welcome to more coverage of the ODBLL on an on-deck baseball gameplay video. The ODBLL, the On-Deck Baseball Legends League, is comprised of 10 teams, each team drafted by members of the on-deck baseball community. And today, our matchup will feature the Dynamos up against the Leviathan. Both teams are 2-3, and both teams, as usual, to be expected in this league, are sending out some stellar pitchers for the matchup. Let's take a look at our teams, our pitchers, and our lineups. For the Dynamos, we're going to have Hilton Smith on the mound. He is a fantastic Negro League's legend, a 2.75 ERA, 1.03 whip, 183 Ks against 39 walks. He's got a nice 5.4 for stamina endurance, so you could expect him to stay in the game for a pretty decent amount of time. Leading off for the Dynamos, we have George Sisler. Rogers Hornsby playing second, batting second. Mel Ott will be out in right. Mickey Mantle, your center fielder. Al Simmons out in left field. Bill Dickey will be the catcher. Ron Santo will be the third baseman. Fred Clark, your DH today. And Archie Vaughn will be the shortstop. That is your Dynamos lineup. Let's take a look at the starting pitcher and the lineup for the Leviathan. For the Leviathan, they're going to be sending out Addie Joss to the mound. He is a stellar 5.5 in both versus the batting rating on a confrontation roll as well as the stamina endurance. You could expect him to stay in the game for a long time. Then leading off, we have second baseman Jackie Robinson. Oscar Charleston will be playing center field. Batting third, Willie Wells will be shortstop. Hank Greenberg over at first base. Mule Suttles, another Negro League's legend, will be the DH today. Frank Robinson out in right field. Joe Mauer behind the plate getting the catching duties. And Freddie Lidstrom will be the third baseman, while Ed Roush will be your left fielder batting up in the 9 spot. So let's go ahead and switch these pitchers up. Let's get this game started with first pitch. This is the Dynamos versus the Leviathan in the ODBLL. As usual, I'm going to be using the tablet with my Game Changer app to score this game. It does make it go a little bit faster. It's a little bit more tricky to track the fatigue points and everything, but for that, I have a piece of paper off to the side so I could track off my markings for deductions and additions to the pitcher attributes. And with that, let's go ahead and get to that first pitch. Addie Joss will be facing off against George Sisler to kick off this game, Dynamos versus Leviathan. George Sisler, a left-handed batter against a righty pitcher. It's going to be equal 5s across the entire board here. So that is an equal roll on the confrontation roll. A roll of 10, that is a batter's card for Sisler. And a 2-8, I'll be reading that blue die first as usual. A 2-8 is going to be a line out. And that line out will go to first base. Greenberg makes a stab at it. And we got one away here in the top of the first. That's going to bring up Rogers Hornsby, another 5-5, so we got an equal confrontation roll once again, righty versus righty, it's equal roll. That's going to be another batter's card, this time for Hornsby. A 10-9, right off the bat, we have a Rogers Hornsby home run, and the Dynamo take a 1-0 lead. Rogers Hornsby with a solid at-bat there as the Dynamo jump out in front. That's going to bring up Mel Ott. He is a lefty batter. He's just a 4 against righty, so it's going to be a -1 on the confrontation roll. Or it's going to be a 6, so it's still a batter's card. A 6-4 is going to be a fly out, so we got our second out here of the inning, as that fly ball is going to go to right. That's going to bring up Mickey Mantle. Mantle, a switch hitter, but against the right-handed pitchers, he's a little bit weaker, so it's going to be a -2 on the confrontation roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss, the first one we get of this game. A 10-4, though, is going to be a walk. Mantle is going to find himself on first base with a walk. Do we want to try and steal? Mauer is a 4-arm. Mantle just a 4-speed. Not looking likely. I think we'll go ahead and let Al Simmons hit. Another 5-5 here. You see a lot of that in these legends. Righty versus righty, equal roll once again. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. A 1-7 is going to be a fly out. And fly out goes to left field. And that is going to be the end of the first. For the top, we're going to head over to the bottom now. Bring these a little bit more centered here. and that is going to bring up Jackie Robinson against Hilton Smith. Hilton Smith is a righty. As I mentioned, he's just a 4-5, so not as strong as Joss. But Robinson is a right-handed batter, so this will be a -1 on the roll here. That's going to be a batter's card for Robinson. A 3-10 is going to be a flyout. And that flyout's going to go to right. Up next, we got Oscar Charleston making his way to the batter's box. He's a left-handed batter. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Charleston. A 10-4 is a base hit. That base hit will go into left field in front of Simmons, who picks it up and throws it in. But we will see Charleston stick it with first with a single. And that's going to bring up Willie Wells. Willie Wells is a right-handed batter, righty versus righty. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Smith. A 10-9 is a double. That double is going to go to left field. That is going to put Charleston over at third, and I think he's going to stay there. Simmons has a forearm. That's going to bring up Hank Greenberg with one away and men on second and third. Greenberg, a righty batter. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Greenberg. A 4-1 is a strikeout. We got 2 away. Mule Subtle is now the batter. It's -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. See if Hilton Smith can get out of this. A 7-7 is a walk, so he doesn't quite get out of it. Doesn't give up a run just yet, but he does walk the batter, and now we have bases loaded. And that's going to bring up Frank Robinson, always a great power hitter. We got a -1 on a confrontation roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Robinson. But a 3-5 is going to get Smith out of the inning, as that will be a ground ball for the final out, as that grounder will go right back to Smith, who picks it up and shoots it over to Sisler for the final out. We head now to the top of the second. Bill Dickey, the batter. It's going to be a lefty batter. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Dickey. Not a lot of pitcher's cards so far in this game. A 1-5 is going to be a pop-out as Dickey gets jammed, and that pop-out will go to second base. Robinson comes down with it, and that's going to bring up Ron Santo, third baseman. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. And 8-4 is another pop-out, so he jams Santo. Santo is going to pop it out to left, and we have 2 away here in the top of the second. Fred Clark now the batter. He's the DH today. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Clark. A 1-4 is a ground ball, and that's going to do it here in the top of the second. That grounder will go right back to Joss, who will shoot it over to Greenberg for the final out here in the top of the second. We head now to the bottom of the second with Joe Mauer, the batter. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to go up to a batter's card for Mauer. A 7-9 is a base hit. The base hit is going to go to center field, drops right in front of Mickey Mantle. And we have a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second. Freddie Lidstrom going to be the batter. It is -2. That's a pitcher's card. A 6-7 is a flyout. So we got 1 away as that fly ball. We'll head over to Simmons, who comes down with it. And Ed Roush, the batter. Roush, a left-handed batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's a batter's card for Roush. A 2-5 is a ground ball. We got a chance at a double play here. Ground ball is going to go to shortstop. Vaughn is a 4 on Mauer. He needs an 8 to get into second. He does not get it, so he's out there. And then Vaughn over to Hornsby, who is a 3 on Roush. Roush has a 50% chance of beating this out. We roll a 5, and he does. So Roush is going to make it on the fielder's choice as Vaughn gets Mauer out at second base. And we have 2 away, heading back to the top of the order. And that will be Jackie Robinson. It is a -1 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Smith. And a 4-1 is a strikeout. Smith will get out of the inning without allowing a run once again as Robinson goes down. We're going to head over now to the top of the third. And Archie Vaughn will be the batter. Left-handed batter, it's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 6-8 is a ground out. That ground out goes to first base. Hank Greenberg will take it himself. That brings us back to the top of the order. George Sisler now the batter. It is a equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Sisler. 6-6 is going to be a walk. So Sisler takes a look at 4 straight pitches and he will reach. We have 1 on, 1 out. And Rogers Hornsby, who hit a solo shot in the first inning, is now the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hornsby. Can he do it again here? A 7-4 is another walk allowed by Joss. And we have first and second with 1 away. Mel Ott, in a dangerous part of the Dynamos lineup, coming to the plate. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Ott. A 2-4 is a ground ball. We got a possibility at a double play here. It's going to go to the shortstop. Wells is a 4 on Hornsby. He needs a 6 to be safe. He does not get it. Robinson with the turn, a 4 on Ott. We roll a 1 and a 6-4-3 double play. We'll get Addie Joss out of the inning. We will head to the bottom of the third now. Dynamo's still up by 1 with Oscar Charleston the batter. It is lefty versus righty here. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Charleston. A 3-6 is going to be a ground out, and that ground ball is going to go to shortstop. Vaughn will pick it up, shoot it over to Sisler for the first out here in the bottom of the third. Willie Wells now the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's a batter's card. A 1-3 is not going to do it though. That's going to be a line out. Line out goes to shortstop. Vaughn makes a dive-in play and will catch it in the air for the out. We have 2 away here, bottom 3. That's going to bring up Greenberg. Greenberg a righty. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-2 is a strikeout. And now we'll do it here in the bottom of the third as the Leviathan go down in order. We head now to the top of the fourth with Mickey Mantle leading off. It is 1-0 Dynamo here. And Addie Joss, the righty versus the switch hitter, it's going to be -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 10-5 is a base hit, so Mantle reaches for the second time. First time was a walk, this time a base hit, and that base hit goes to left field. Al Simmons now the batter. Runner on first, nobody out here. It's going to be equal roll. That's a batter's card for Simmons. A 4-8 is a fly out. Sneaks in and out there. That fly out's going to be to left. Roush underneath it. Bill Dickey the batter. He is a lefty. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. An 8-1 is a line out. Chance at a double up if it goes to first. That line out goes to first. Nope. Wait. Line out. No, it goes to short. So no chance at a double up there. Wells comes down with it, and we have 2 away. Ron Santo coming to the plate. It's going to be -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 6-10 is a ground out, the final out here in the top of the fourth, as that ground ball will go to shortstop. Wells busy in this inning as he gets the final out on a 6-3. We head now to the bottom of the fourth. Hilton Smith pitching a fine game so far, and he's going to be facing up against Mule Suttles, the first batter here. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 1-10 is a ground out. Ground ball going to shortstop. Frank Robinson the batter. It's going to be a -1. That's a pitcher's card. 10-10 is a double. No home runs or chances of home runs on this card for Hilton Smith, but Robinson does lace it down the line, and that ball will be picked up by Simmons in left, as Robinson will find himself on second base with 1 away. Joe Mauer, the batter. It's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's a pitcher's card. A 6-1 is a strikeout. Mauer will go down looking on strikes. And that will bring up, with 2 away and a man on second, Freddie Lidstrom. It's going to be -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 2-3, and we have another strikeout by Hilton Smith. And Lidstrom is caught looking on an outside corner curve. That's going to do it for the bottom of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th now. Dynamo still up 1-0 in a pitcher's duel. That's going to bring up Fred Clark, the DH for the Dynamo. It is an -1 on the roll. That's a batter's card for Clark. A 10-2 is a flyout. That flyout will go to right. Archie Vaughn, the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's a batter's card. 8-3 is a flyout as well, and he will fly out to center. Oscar Charleston gets underneath it. That will bring us back to the top of the order. George Sisler up. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. A 3-10 is a flyout. 3 straight flyouts and a 1-2-3 inning for Joss, as that flyout will go to Charleston as well. We head now to the bottom of the 5th. Smith still on the mound, still pitching well, and Ed Roush will be the batter. It's going to be lefty versus righty. It's +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Roush. A 4-3 is going to be a flyout. Flyout going to right. Melott gets underneath it. We head now to the top of the order. Jackie Robinson coming up. Let's take a look, see how Jackie Robinson's done so far today. Not very well. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. So let's see if he can turn that around. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Robinson. A 1-5. Doesn't look like he'll get on base this time, as he will ground out. That ground ball going to short. Oscar Charleston, he's 1 for 2 so far, and it's going to be a +1. We have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. That's going to be a 5 for a pitcher's card. And a 3-2 is going to be another strikeout by Hilton Smith, who will catch Charleston looking on the outside corner. We now head to the top of the 6th, and we have to start rolling on our pitchers now. So Joss, as I mentioned, he's a 5-5, so a pretty good chance that he's going to be okay. But there is that 30% chance he's going to take a hit. We roll a 4, and that is no change for Joss. So he is still a 5-5 against righties and lefties. Rogers Hornsby will be the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Hornsby. He jacked one in the 1st inning. But not this time. A 2-3 is going to be a strikeout. Joss, who struck out 116 batters over his 5-year peak, will get Hornsby looking. Actually, he'll get him swinging. That was off the batter's card. Mel Ott, now the batter. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. A 4-4 is a possible pass ball, but we don't have anybody on base, so we're going to roll on the same matrix. And an 8-7 is going to be a base hit. Mel Ott will reach. On a base hit to left, Roush will get it in, hold Ott to first. That's going to bring up Mickey Mantle. Take a look at Mantle, how he's been doing so far. Mantle is 1 for 2 with a walk, so he's having an okay start to the game, but let's see if he can get something going here. It's going to be a -2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Mantle. A 3-9 is going to be, well, it's going to be a situation. We're going to roll our 2 die here and see what we get for our situation. We roll a 9-6. It's going to be on the right fielder. Right fielder is Frank Robinson. And we'll roll 1 die to see what the situation is. We roll a 1. Right field and center field both give chase after a fly ball. The players converge on the ball without seeing or communicating with each other. So that's Charleston and Robinson. The fielders collide as the ball makes its way to the wall. Upon impact, the right fielder suffers an anterior dislocation of the hip. The batter ends up with a double as all base runners advance 2 bases. Right fielder must be removed from the game and will miss the next 5 games due to injury. So Frank Robinson is going to have to come out. Not good news for the Leviathan. And let's see, where are we? So that was Mantle. Ott is going to end up on third as Mantle is going to get a double on this play. Out into right center. And we have to look for a replacement for Robinson. Luckily, these guys are pretty stacked with fielders and players and everything. It looks like we are going to go with Sam Rice getting some at-bats here as he will take over for Frank Robinson in right field. And with that change made, we now have Simmons up with one away and runners at second and third. It's going to be an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 2-7 is going to be a fly out. We got a chance at a tagging up play here. That fly ball is going to go to right, and that is Sam Rice. I don't have his abilities in the system yet, but he is a 3-arm. Ott at third base. Do we try to tag? It's 50-50. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. It's 1-0, 6th inning. I think we're going to keep second and third, and that is going to bring up Bill Dickey. Dickey is 0 for 2 so far in the game. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. And a 4-8, he's going to get out of the inning on a ground ball. That grounder is going to go to third base. The 5-3 will kill the rally. We head now to the bottom of the 6th as Willie Wells will be leading off here. And we have to roll 1 on Hilton Smith now. We roll 1 die, we roll a 7. He is good to go, as no change will hurt his ratings. It's going to be an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Smith. A 1-10 is a ground ball. That grounder is going to be picked up by third baseman Ron Santo for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Greenberg now the batter. It will be a -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Greenberg. A 7-7 is going to be a base hit. Greenberg will reach. That base hit will go to center field. Mantle picks it up, and we got Mule Suttles now up with 1 out and 1 on. It's going to be a -1 on a roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Suttles. A 1-1 is a strikeout. Swings and misses on a cutter by Hilton Smith, and we have 2 away. And Sam Rice, I believe, getting his first at-bats of the season. It's going to be an equal roll for him. That's going to be a batter's card for Rice. A 3-7 is a ground out, and that will be it here in the bottom of the 6th as the ground ball will go to third base. Santo will take it, shoot it over to Sisler, and we have 3 outs heading now to the top of the 7th. Joss still in without any hits to his fatigue, so we're going to go ahead and roll on him, see how far we can take these pitchers, and again, no hit. So he is good to go. And that is going to be Ron Santo leading off. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for him. A 9-2 is a ground out as Santo will ground out to first base on a 3-1 for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Fred Clark making his way to the batter's box. Left-handed batter. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. A 7-9 is a base hit. Clark reaches on a single that goes to left field. Head now back to the top of the order, and it might start getting a little dangerous here. It's going to be equal roll George Sisler. That's going to be a batter's card. But a 3-2 is a ground out. A possible double play here as well, as a ground ball is going to go to first. Greenberg is a 3. 2 outs. Let's take a look, see what Clark is here. Yeah, we're going to go for the out here at second. We roll a 5, and he does not get it. Should have taken the automatic out. And Wells is a 4 on Sisler. We roll it. It's a 10. He does get that. So for when that happens, I usually will just call it like a 6-4. So we're going to go ahead and do that. as Clark will advance to second with the out, and we have 2 away. Rogers Hornsby, who is the only one that has produced so far in this game offensively, as he hit a solo shot way back in the first, and it's going to be an equal roll. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. An 8-1 is a ground out, as Hornsby will go down for the 3rd out here in the top of the 7th on a 6-3. We head now to the bottom of the 7th, and we're going to have to roll on Hilton Smith. This is going to be the 2nd one past his max stamina. We roll a 2, and he does take a hit, so he's going to go down to a 3-4 now. It might be a chance for Leviathan to put a few on the board here. Joe Mauer is going to be the batter. And now it will be a +2. That's going to be a batter's card for Mauer. A 3-10 is a ground out. Ground ball is going to go to first. Sisler will pick it up. Freddie Lidstrom now the batter. It's going to be a -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Lidstrom. An 8-10 is a base hit. That base hit goes to left field, as we have 1 on, 1 away, and Ed Roush now the batter. It's going to be a +2 on Roush. That's a batter's card. A 3-4 is a ground ball, and that will do it, as that grounder will go to first. Sisler will pick it up. So we're through 7 with the Dynamo leading 1-0 as we head to the top of the 8th, and we have to roll on Joss once again on his 3rd inning now passed. We roll an 8, and it is a -1, so finally he gets a hit to his fatigue, and that will give Dynamo a little bit better chance of getting some batter's cards here. And Hornsby will be leading off. It's going to be a +1 now on Hornsby. That's going to be a batter's card for him. A 10-7 is a double. I mean, if you look at that matrix, that's heavy on extra base hits. So that is a double that goes to center field, so left center, and it gets through into the gap. Charleston will pick it up. We have a man on second, nobody out, and Mel Ott the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Ott. A 10-9. Yep, a 10-9 is a Mel Ott blast. Dynamo put 2 more up on the board, as that home run goes into deep center field. Charleston gives chase, but gives up at the warning track, and we now have a 3-0 ball game. Now with that 3rd run, we have to roll on the poise chart, see if Joss gets rattled. We roll a 9. He does not. These old-time pitchers are much harder to get rattled. And now I'll bring up Mickey Mantle with nobody on, nobody out. Dynamo up 3-0. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Mantle. A 9-1 is going to be a flyout. Flyout is caught by Ed Roush out in left field. Al Simmons coming to the plate. It's going to be +1 on him. That's going to be a batter's card. A 3-10 is another flyout. So they're getting the ball in the air. They put it over the fence twice, but they're still having a hard time with Joss. That's going to bring up Bill Dickey now, the catcher. He is going to be an equal roll. That's a pitcher's card for him. A 5-4 is a ground out. And that ground ball is going to go to 3rd base. Lidstrom will pick it up and make the play at first. On a 5-3. We now head to the bottom of the 8th. We are going to have to roll on Hilton on his, 6, 7, 8, so on his 3rd spot. We roll 1 die. We roll an 8, and it is a -1. We're going to have a short leash on Hilton Smith here, as his numbers now are a 2-3. He does have a 3-run lead, so he does have a little bit of a leash here, but it's not going to be too long to where we let him get into trouble. Alright, so it's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Robinson. A 2-1 is a strikeout. That is a swing and a miss, and a good way to start the inning as Oscar Charleston makes his way to the plate. +3 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for him. A 10-3 is a ground out. Wow, I thought that was a good roll. Ground out right back to Smith, who will take it and shoot it over to Sisler at first. And now I'll bring up Willie Wells. And he is going to be a +2 on the roll now. That's going to be going up to a batter's card for him. A 10-2 is going to be a flyout, so Hilton Smith gets through it. That flyout to right will end the inning, as we will head to the last inning after Wells flies out to Ott in right. So now we head to the top of the ninth. We have to roll again on Joss. This is going to be on his 4th inning passed. Again, short leash on these pitchers when we start getting to these later innings. That is a -1. But he goes down to a 3-3. So he still has about an average chance. Against these legendary players, a little bit less than average, but we'll see how the inning goes here. That's going to bring up Ron Santo. It's going to be a +2 on the roll, right? Nope, +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Santo. A 4-8 is going to be a grounder. That ground ball is going to go to shortstop. Wells will pick it up for the first out here in the top of the ninth. Fred Clark, now the batter. He's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for him. A 3-3 is a grounder. That ground ball goes right back to Joss. Joss will pick it up and shoot it over to Greenberg for the second out here. And we head to the top. Oh, nope, sorry. We still got Arky Vaughn. Can't forget about Arky. And we're going to have, let's see, lefty is going to be +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Vaughn. And 8-10 is a base hit. Vaughn is going to be aboard on the base hit to center. Charleston gets to the ball, but it drops in front of him. And we have a single for Vaughn with 2 outs and the top of the order coming up. George Sisler coming up. This is starting to get interesting. We're starting to think about the bullpen here, but we're going to let him try to get out of this inning. It is going to be a +2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Joss. Good opportunity for him to get out of here. It's a 10-10. That's a double. Vaughn, what is his... Pretty sure he's a 4. He's going to come around to score on the double with 2 outs, as that double will go to right field. Sam Rice lets it get behind him, and he can't make the play. Vaughn scores, and the Dynamo are up 4-0 now, and that's going to bring up Rogers Hornsby, and I think Joss is going to have to come out. So we're going to take out Addie Joss, who pitched a great game. Just couldn't get past the hump in the 9th inning. He did give up 3 runs prior to that, but he pitched very well. And it looks like we're going to bring in Joe McGinnity. 2.37 ERA, 1.11 whip. And he's going to be taking on Rogers Hornsby, who has had a pretty good game so far. Hornsby is 2 for 4 with a home run, a double, an RBI, and a run scored, 2 runs scored. So he is going to be a righty versus righty. It's going to be equal roll. And that's going to be a pitcher's card. A 3-5, and that will do it. McGinnity will get them out of the inning, as that shortstop Wells will pick up another ground ball and shoot it over to Greenberg at first for the final out here as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Hilton Smith is going to have to come out. He's a little too low. We can't allow him to give up any more fatigue points. So we're going to take a look. It's not particularly a save situation, so we're going to take a look at who we have here. I think we're going to bring in Tex Houston, the great Red Sox reliever, at Red Sox starter at 2.70 ERA, 1.16 whip, 17 wins against 10 losses over a 5-year peak average. So he is going to be your new pitcher. And his first batter is going to be Hank Greenberg. So Houston comes in, looking to close it out for the Dynamos. We got an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. A 9-7, that's not a good start. That's going to be a base hit for Greenberg. That base hit is going to go into center field, dropping in front of Mantle, who will get it in. But there is one aboard and nobody out. Mule Suttle's now the batter. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Suttles. An 8-8. It just gets worse, and that is a double. Equal speed, so Greenberg is going to end up at third. as that double is going to go to left. So it gets in between Mantle and Simmons. Simmons will pick it up and get it in before any more damage. But we have second and third, nobody out, and we are looking at Sam Rice, the batter now. Can the replacement come through in a big way for the Leviathan? It's going to be +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Houston. 10-7 is a walk. So he doesn't come through with the base hit, but he does get on. It is bases loaded, and they are in a jam now. We got up Joe Mauer against the righty. I think Houston has done enough damage. He's going to come out, and we're going to bring in Raleigh Fingers. I think we're going to bring in the closer to close it out. Raleigh Fingers, best known with the Athletics, a 2.61 ERA, 1.06 WHIP across 5-year peak average 20 saves, 106 Ks. One of the earliest closers. And he is going to come in to try and close it out now for the Dynamo. And that's going to bring in Mauer. We're going to go ahead and fix this. So now Fingers is a 4 against lefties. It's going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Fingers. An 8-5 is a walk. He will walk in a run. The first run for the Leviathan. Score is now 4-1. We're here in the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded and nobody out. And it's going to be Freddie Lidstrom now, the batter. It's going to be righty versus righty, -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. A 6-3 is going to be a flyout. Where does that flyout go? That flyout is going to go to right field. Ott is out there with a forearm. Suttles is not very fast. His run is not going to tie it. It's 40% chance we're just going to take the out here and not do the sacrifice. So we finally have one away here in the bottom of the ninth, and that's going to bring up Ed Roush. Roush is going to be a +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Fingers. A 1-5 is a strikeout. That's what you want Fingers to come in and do as he gets a called strike 3 on Roush. And we now head to the top of the order. Jackie Robinson with 2 outs, bases loaded, down by 3. Can Robinson be the hero, or can Fingers be the hero coming in for the Dynamo? It's going to be an equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Fingers. 10-10 is a possible home run. It's a -3. Robinson is a 3. This is an equal roll. If it is a 6 and up, Jackie Robinson will hit a grand slam and win the game for the Leviathan. If it is a 5 or below, Raleigh Fingers will get the out on a warning track flyout. We roll 1 die. It's an 8. Jackie Robinson hits a grand slam. The Leviathan come back from behind and win in the 9th inning on late game heroics by a bunch of batters, but most importantly, Jackie Robinson, who hits a grand slam off the pitcher's card, Raleigh Fingers no less, to win the game. What an epic comeback. Let's see, I forgot to say where that ball went. That ball goes into deep left field, just over the fence, and we have a game-winning grand slam in the ODBLL by none other than Jackie Robinson. That game is over. Wow. And Addie Joss, nope, Joe McGinnity is going to get the win there. The losing pitcher is going to be Fingers, unfortunately for him, and no save. I don't even think you really have to question who the player of the game is here. It is going to be Jackie Robinson. He only had 1 hit, but what a hit it was. He went 1 for 5, 4 RBIs with a run scored and 2 strikeouts. Addie Joss pitched admirably in the game, 8 and 2/3 innings, 9 hits allowed, 4 runs. The pitcher that did really well here was Hilton Smith, 8 innings, 5 hits, and 8 strikeouts. Houston came in, could not hold the lead, gave up a lot of base runners, and then Fingers came in and just got totally obliterated by Jackie Robinson. What else can you say? That was quite the finish to a ball game, folks. If you could, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below. The Leviathan take down the Dynamo by a score of 5-4. Please leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. All that helps these videos gain some traction. I will see you next time on Deck Baseball Gameplay video. You guys have a great night.